And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. And we're live. Saves already, sure is. How long has she been fucking live? I've been live all fucking day. Let's see. 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Alrighty, fellas. Let's wait for Hunter, at least. So, well. Just me. Come on, Hunter. I'm gonna wait on my bag for you. Well. 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 Didn't know. Baby, I'm crazy about you. No shit. Come on, Hunter. It's another glass of wine. And we're right here. This is the first one. We have the Boston Celtics defeating the Los Angeles Lakers in our first ever NBA championship. The Utah Jazz defeating the Boston Celtics. Our second with Larry Bird winning Finals MVP. Portland. Then we get Portland with one. Then we get Dallas defeating Detroit. We get Sacramento defeating the Bulls. Dallas defeating the Knicks. We get New York defeating Los Angeles. New York defeating Sacramento. That's Sacramento against Chicago. Then we have Los Angeles against Charlotte. We have Cleveland versus Sacramento. Charlotte versus Dallas in a sweep. Charlotte versus Portland in a 4-1. Utah versus Indy in a 4-0. Utah versus Boston in a 4-0. Charlotte versus Utah in a 4-2. Detroit versus Utah versus Detroit in a 4-1. Sacramento gets swept by the Knicks. Knicks in 7 against the Jazz. Utah defeats the Knicks in 5. New York defeats Dallas in 5. Seattle defeats Chicago in 3, or in 7, I mean. New York defeats New Orleans in, what is that? That's 6. New York defeats Denver in 5. New York defeats Seattle in 5. Atlanta defeats Denver in 5. OKC defeats Chicago in 4 or in 5. Orlando defeats Golden State in 5. Chicago beats Oklahoma City in 4 or 5. I mean, Chicago defeats LA in 6. Minnesota defeats Orlando in 5. Brooklyn defeats Utah in 5. Portland defeats Chicago in 5. Orlando defeats LA in 5. Chicago defeats Oklahoma City in 4 or 5. Detroit sweeps Phoenix. Oklahoma City defeats Chicago in 4 or 5. Fuck. New Orleans defeats Orlando in 5. Washington defeats the Lakers in 7. Indiana defeats Memphis in 7. Washington defeats Houston in 6. New Orleans defeats Indiana in 7. New Orleans defeats Brooklyn in a sweep. Oklahoma City defeats Boston in 6. Washington defeats Portland in 7. Washington defeats Portland in 6. Los Angeles defeats Chicago in 6. And that is the last NBA championship of this reset. Oops. Then we move over to league history. The MVPs started out with Magic three-peating, then Hakeem getting 1, then Karl Malone getting 2. Then Magic doing another three-peat out of MVPs. Michael Jordan getting 1. David Robinson. What's up, Hunter? What's up, Hunter? What's up, Hunter? David Robinson getting 1. Shaq getting 3. Webber getting 1. Utah. And Jason Kidd getting 1. We'll see, Hunter. We'll see. Do we go ahead and start without Fish, or do I keep doing what I'm doing and just going over the history for a little bit? Do we go ahead and start the awards? I have them all written down. Or do I just give it a little bit, see if Fish wakes up? Start without Fish? Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna go over this and then we'll start it. Portland, and Webber gets 2. Sharif gets 2. T-Mac gets 1. Gilbert Arenas goes back to back. Jesus, how does he sleep that long? Then it starts the reign of LeBron James getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. Then KD gets 3. Then Melo gets 1 and Giannis. Kevin Durant gets another 3. Then Ben Simmons gets 1. Luka gets a 3-peat. Then Shea. Then Luka gets another one. Jabari Smith. And Zion is your last MVP. That's wild, bro. I couldn't imagine that. Alright, well, fuck them. What do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the top 10? Do you want to start with the Hall of Fame? The other awards I have, what do you want to start with? What do you want to start with? Top 10. Alright, we're going to start from the bottom. Someone's here. Top 10. Alright, we're going to start from the bottom. I did the top 13. These are the first 3 off the 3 honorable mentions. At number 13. Hold on. At number 13, we have Chris Webber. Chris Webber does not crack the top 10. Chris Webber is a 3-time MVP, multiple-time scoring champ. He does not crack the top 10. At number 12, Joe Barry Carroll. At number 12, we have Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing does not crack the top 10 as well. Patrick Ewing is a 2-time NBA champion, a one-time MVP, and no depoys, nothing like that. At number 11, we have David Robinson. David Robinson is the first man off. What's up, Gaming Prods? We're getting ready to do the top 10. You're good, Hunter. You're good. You got shit to do. At number 11, we have David Robinson. David Robinson is a 0-time champion. He is a 2-time MVP, 2-time depoy. had better stats than Patrick Ewing. That's why he's above Patrick Ewing. And are you ready, Hunter and Gaming, for the top 10 prospects, or not the prospects, the top 10 players in the NBA reset history? The 10th best player in the reset is none other than Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett is a 7-time Defensive Player of the Year. Kevin Garnett is a 7-time Defensive Player of the Year. Doesn't have any championship. He is the #1 leader in blocks all time. I know. He wasn't going to stop bitching unless we did it, though. But he is also top 10 in points, top 10 in rebounds, top 10 in all that. That is the 10th best player of all time in the franchise. At number 9, we have Karl Malone. New viewers, baby, what's up? We're doing the award show. Sorry you missed out on the league, but these are the top 10 players of all time in the NBA reset. Karl Malone is at number 9. Karl Malone is a 2-time champ, a 3-time champ, a 2-time MVP. He is top 25 in points, top 10 in rebounds, top 10 in blocks. Karl Malone sits at 9. At number 8, we have Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is a 1-time MVP. He is a 4-time NBA champion. He is top 3 all-time in assists. He is a multi-time All-Star, multi-time Finals MVP. He also won Rookie of the Year. At number 7, we have an active player. At number 7, we have an active player. He is already in the top 10. At number 7, we have Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is a 4-time MVP, a 3-time NBA champion. He's already made an All-Star team every year he's been in the league. Luka Doncic is the only active player on the top 10, but he is deservedly so in the top 10. At number 6, we have Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is a 2-time champion and a 6-time MVP. He is tied for second for the all-time MVPs. He's tied for second with Kevin Durant for the most MVPs. LeBron James holds the title for number 1 by himself with 7. He's also all-time leader in assists, top 50 in points. He's also top 50 in rebounds for a guard. It's pretty impressive. Are you ready for the top 5? Are you guys ready for the top 5? The top 5. At number 5, we have Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon, before LeBron James entered the league, was the reigning best defensive player of all time with his 11, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 depoys. He does not have any rings, though. He did not get to his team was never good enough to help him get to the finals and win one. But deservedly so. An 11-time depoy, second all-time in blocks. Hot takes. What do you say? Hot take. I go in top 10 GMs of all time. He might. He's got some rings. He might. At number 4, we have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is at number 4. Kevin Durant is a 1-time depoy. He's a Rookie of the Year. He's a 6-time MVP. He's a 2-time champ, 3-time Finals MVP. He's won Finals MVP on the losing team of the NBA Finals. He's also top 5 in points. He's also top 15 in rebounds. Kevin Durant goes at 4. At number 3, here we go, Hunter. Here we go, gaming. At number 3, we have Shareef Abdur-Rahim. The Knicks legend, Shareef Abdur-Rahim. He is a 6-time NBA champion. He's a 2-time league MVP, At 3. Yes, at 3 gaming. He is at 3. 6-time champion.
Are you gonna let? Or...
Yeah. 6-time champion, obviously. He three-peated. He three-peated in his last stint. Then he got 2 more, then he got knocked off by Jason Kidd one year, then he came back and won another. He's also top 25 all-time in points. He's top 20 all-time in rebounds. Shareef Abdur-Rahim is at number 3. And here we go, Hunter. Number 2. The only reason Raheem is below Shaq is because Shaq was a better defensive player. He's got 4 depoys. That's the only reason Shaq is ahead of Raheem. At number 2, we have Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is at number 2. Shaquille O'Neal is a 5-time NBA champion, a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's also a 4-time MVP. All-time top 15 all-time in points, top 10 all-time in rebounds, top 10 all-time in blocks. Multiple-time All-Star, multiple-time All-NBA. Shaquille O'Neal is at number 2. And that means the GOAT of the NBA reset is none other than your glorious king, LeBron James. LeBron James is Joe Barry Carroll. LeBron James is a 3-time NBA champion. He is a 7-time MVP. He is a 12-time Defensive Player of the Year. 12-time Defensive Player of the Year. Joe Barry Carroll got robbed. He says. Multiple-time All-NBA, multiple-time All-Defensive, multiple-time All-Stars. Well, he also got Rookie of the Year. I mean, you just cannot deny greatness. LeBron James was greater for a longer period of time than Shaquille O'Neal was. And that's what puts him over the edge. LeBron James is your GOAT. Now, going into the other awards we have, the most successful franchise in the NBA reset is none other than Fish's Charlotte Hornets / New Orleans Pelicans is the greatest franchise. They are a 9-time NBA champion. They have a total of 13 MVPs. Las Vegas Venom, they're on the come up. The Vegas got robbed, he says. Vegas got robbed. They have 4 depoys to their name, multiple-time champions, as I said, multiple-time MVPs on their team. They are the greatest franchise in the NBA reset, the Charlotte Hornets / New Orleans Pelicans. Obviously, I already said LeBron James is the GOAT. Now, on to something that might be a little controversial. The NBA most disappointing player / biggest bust. And for who I picked, might shock you. It might shock you. From our first ever draft, I am putting Michael Jordan down as the bust. Michael Jordan failed to get to a single finals, won only a single MVP. Michael Jordan is the most disappointing player in this franchise. He could not copy what he did in real life. Michael Jordan is the biggest bust. He did not do anything in this franchise. Now, on to the meme player. The meme player of the franchise. Obviously, the GOAT in our hearts. It is Joe Barry Carroll. Joe Barry Carroll is the meme player of all time. Obviously, the GOAT in our hearts, as I said. Joe Barry Carroll is a 4-time NBA champion. He's a 1-time Finals MVP. Doesn't have any MVPs. Doesn't have money. Joe motherfucking Barry. Joe motherfucking Barry is the meme player of all time. A close second was Wang Zizi. But, nonetheless, Joe Barry Carroll wins the award. And The best coach of all time. The best coach of all time is none other than Dan Issel. He was the coach. No, Muggsy even. No, Muggsy was top three. Muggsy was top three. But Dan Issel is the best coach of all time. He was the coach during the New York Knicks dynasty, whenever they won 6 championships in 9 years. He coached all 3 of them. He's a 6-time NBA champion and multi-time. I got Hall of Fame gaming. I got Hall of Fame. Don't worry. I got Hall of Fame coming up. You may or may not be in the Hall of Fame. We will see. But he is a 6-time NBA champion, a 5-time Coach of the Year. Dan Issel is the best coach of all time. He was, like I said, the coach during the New York Knicks dynasty in the early 2000s, late 90s with Sharif Abdul-Rahim and Paul Pierce. Also, the best 6th man of all time. People may not know that he's won 4 6th Man of the Year awards. The best 6th man of all time is Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder is the best 6th man of all time. He's a 4-time 6th Man of the Year. He averages 22 a game on 6th Man awards. I did the math. He averages 22 a game on 6th Man of the Year awards. So we could also call that the Dennis Schroeder Award for next year. We can call all these. Now, those are all the awards I got. We are moving on to the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame. And we're going to start with coaches. We're going to start with coaches. The coaches making the Hall of Fame. Nonetheless, the best coach of all time, Dan Issel, is your first inductee into the NBA Reset Hall of Fame. Also will be further known as, for the next 2K, the LeBron James NBA Reset. It will be known as the LeBron James NBA Reset. Next, Jalen Hammers. Jalen Hammers is second. He was the coach during the early days of Shaq and Muggsy Bogues, Terry Mills, Sean Elliott in the New Orleans Hornets. He's a 3-time Coach of the Year. You could be inducted for coach and GM gaming. You'd never know. Keep it. All right, we can keep it as the NBA Reset. Anyway, Jalen Hammers is a 3-time Coach of the Year, 4-time champion. He was there all the years for the Shaq and what's good, ugly dude? He's ugly. And third, we have Daryl George. Daryl George is the coach during the first New York Knicks championship runs with Brad Daugherty and Joe Dumars. He is the coach. He's a 2-time champion, 2-time Coach of the Year. Made it to multiple NBA Finals. And Michael Cooper is the next to be inducted as a coach. Michael Cooper is the coach of the New Orleans Hornets as we speak. He was during the Luka dynasty anyway, whenever Luka won 3 back-to-back rings. You do. Now we're giving those to you, so should I take Michael Cooper off the list? We might have to take Michael Cooper off the list, put gaming a little higher. And our last inductee for coach, it is Gaming Prods. Gaming Prods does have an NBA championship, a couple Coaches of the Year, as he says. Gaming Prods makes the Hall of Fame as a coach, nonetheless. And we're moving on to GMs. Obviously, Hunter Albert makes the Hall of Fame. He has the GOAT, best player of all time on his team. He also has a son on his team now, so we'll see if the dynasty continues into the future. The next inductee as a GM, we have Fish. Unfortunately, Fish has the most successful franchise. That does automatically put him into the Hall of Fame. Then we have myself, the New York Knicks GM. Obviously, the New York Knicks are a close second behind the Charlotte Hornets for the most successful franchise of all time. You talk your shit, gaming. Talk your shit. Yeah, unfortunately, Fish died at a ripe young age of 94, so he will not be here today. And the last GM, Gaming Prods, also gets inducted as a GM. Gaming Prods does get inducted as a GM as well. So, Gaming Prods is inducted as a GM and a coach. Obviously, if we want to say we're the coaches of our teams, we can get inducted as coaches as well, Hunter. But nonetheless, what position do we want to start? Do we want to start with point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, or center? What position do we want to start with for the Hall of Fame? What position do we want to start with? Point guard. He says we just want to go and get the point guards out of the way. All right. For your first inductee, your first player inductee into the Hall of Fame of the NBA reset is Magic Johnson. Obviously, 6-time MVP, 2-time champion, multiple all-time assist leader. Magic Johnson, deservedly so, in the Hall of Fame. Your next inductee, Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd, obviously a 4-time champion, 1-time MVP, multiple-time All-Star, both all in the top 10 of all time. Jason Kidd gets inducted as well. Your third inductee for the point guards, we have Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas, 2-time MVP, 2-time champion. He gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Next, we have Chris Paul. Chris Paul is your fourth inductee into the Hall of Fame for the point guards. Chris Paul is a 1-time champion, 2-time MVP, fourth all-time on the assist board. Chris Paul is in the Hall of Fame. Next, we have Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a 2-time champion, top 5 all-time in assist. He is deservedly so a Hall of Fame member. Next, we have Stephen Curry. Obviously, it's not the Stephen Curry we know, but Stephen Curry still makes the Hall of Fame in the NBA reset. 1-time champion, 1-time MVP, all-time leader in threes. Gaming Prods still got beef with Fish, apparently, for firing him. And our last inductee for the point guards. I think this one might make Hunter smile. Mike Conley gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Mike Conley is a 2-time NBA champion, a top 15 all-time in assist. Mike Conley is inducted into the Hall of Fame. That one might make Hunter shed a tear or two. So, do we want to move on to the shooting guards, or what do we want to do next? Where do we want to go? We just want to go down the ladder board on the shooting guards? Shooting guards? Okay. This is by far the smallest Hall of Fame inductee class. There have not been many shooting guards that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Our first inductee is still active, but technically the league's ending right now, and if the league did end, say the league blew up, he would be in the Hall of Fame. Luka Doncic is in the Hall of Fame. 4-time champion, 4-time MVP, or 3-time champion, 4-time MVP, I'm sorry. Luka Doncic is in the Hall of Fame. Then, the next inductee is Joe Dumars. Because he only wanted me when we started winning. Never saw potential. He said he never saw potential in him. Ooh, he never saw potential in him. He never. I seen the potential in you, gaming. I seen the potential. Next, I said Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars is a 2-time champion, a 1-time Defensive Player of the Year. Joe Dumars is inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was also on the first Knicks dynasty whenever they had Brad Daugherty and Joe Dumars. So, our next inductee is Ray Allen. Ray Allen gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Ray Allen is number 2 all-time in three-pointers. He is a 2-time champion, multiple-time All-Star, multiple all-defensive teams. Ray Allen is inducted into the Hall of Fame. Our next inductee is Vince Carter. Vince Carter gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Vince Carter is a 1-time champion, multiple-time All-Star, a 1-time MVP. He is inducted into the Hall of Fame. No, Sharif is a power forward. Sharif's like 6'10". the one you're thinking of was yours, Hunter. Muhammad Abdul-Aruf. He was the point guard for you on the early days of the. You did. You turned him around to a top 2 seed or top 3 seed that year, didn't you, Gaming? That's impressive, actually. Our next inductee to the Hall of Fame for the shooting guards is Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady is a 2-time MVP and a 1-time NBA champion. Multiple-time All-Star, multiple-time All-NBA as well. And our last inductee for the shooting guard position is Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Dwayne Wade is you did go from 17 to first. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Dwayne Wade is a 1-time NBA champion, a 1-time MVP, 1-time Finals MVP. Dwayne Wade, deservedly so, makes the Hall of Fame. No Michael Jordan. Shawn Kemp was that dog. Shawn Kemp, early days of Shawn Kemp and Antoine Jamison. Now, the small forwards. We have our first inductee is Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, you may not know this, he is a 4-time NBA champion, a 1-time Finals MVP. He's currently on the Wizards. So, Jason Tatum does make the Hall of Fame at the league stop today. Our next inductee is Kevin Durant. Obviously a top 10 player of all time, top 5 player of all time in this fantasy. He's a 2-time champion, a 3-time Finals MVP, 6-time MVP, as we said, multiple all of the others. Then we have our GOAT, LeBron James, does make the Hall of Fame. Obviously 3-time champion, 7-time MVP, 12-time depoy. LeBron James does make the Hall of Fame. Then we have Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony. Our first 3 years we didn't do anything, we blamed him. Then we started winning, and magically, it's all his doing. You're the GM, you talk your shit, Gaming. Talk your shit, Gaming. You're the GM, it ain't his doing. He's just sitting back and taking all the glory from you, isn't he? Talk your shit, Gaming. Anyway, Carmelo Anthony, 1-time MVP, 1-time champion, multiple All-NBAs. He was the Finals MVP on that Bulls team that defeated the LeBron James-led Thunder at that point. Historic run from Carmelo, averaged 38 in that series. Then we have Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce, you may not know it, he was part of that Knicks dynasty with Sharif. He was a 6-time NBA champion. No Finals MVP because Sharif was obviously the best player on those teams. Multiple-time All-Star. His mom was a hoe. His mom is a hoe also, apparently. Gaming has inside information on Fish, on Fish's mom. But Paul Pierce does make the Hall of Fame. Then we also have Sean Elliott. You guys may not remember Sean Elliott. Hunter might remember Sean Elliott. You remember Sean Elliott, Hunter? The guy Fish hated that draft pick. I banged her. Chill. His mom's long dead. Fish died at 94. Yeah, his mom's long gone. Bro was a bucket. Sean Elliott makes the Hall of Fame. Fish hated that pick. He's a 2-time Finals MVP. He's a 4-time champion with the Shaq Pelicans. Sean Elliott makes the Hall of Fame. And then our last inductee into the Hall of Fame for the small forward position, we have Larry Bird, our first ever NBA champion of this NBA reset. Me and 8 other dudes. Oh my God. She might be a hoe. Oh my, gaming prods. Larry Bird was our first ever NBA champion, as I said. 2-time Finals MVP. The first player to do it. Now there's been a couple players to do it. To win Finals MVP on the losing team. But he was the first to do it in the second year of the franchise. And that does it for these small forwards. Now, our power forward positions. Our first inductee, also another current player, but like I said, if the league didn't end, he would be a Hall of Fame. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis makes the Hall of Fame. He's a one-time MVP, one-time champion, four-time DPOY winner, multiple-time All-Defensive, multiple-time scoring titles, multiple-time All-NBA. Giannis makes the Hall of Fame. Then we have Karl Malone. Karl Malone obviously is a top 10 player of all time. Two-time champion, two-time MVP. Karl Malone makes the Hall of Fame. Then, another one that Fish hated at the beginning. Hunter remembers how good he was. Terry Mills. Terry Mills makes the Hall of Fame. Hunter remembers Terry Mills. How much Fish hated Terry Mills. Terry Mills is a four-time NBA champion as well. She also was a stripper. Oh, that's an old stripper. Hunter remembers Terry Mills. Oh my God, he says. Does Shaq make the Hoff because usually he gets banned with I don't know. We'll see if he makes the Hoff. I forgot about that. We'll see. I might have to make an amendment. But Terry Mills does make the Hall of Fame. He's a one-time Finals MVP. Fish has a gay OnlyFans. Is he like Sketch? He might be like Sketch, isn't he? But he's a one-time Finals MVP, four-time champion. Obviously, Terry Mills makes the Hall of Fame. Then we have Chris Webber. Chris Webber makes the Hall of Fame as well. He's a three-time MVP, multiple-time All-NBA. Doesn't have an NBA championship under his belt, but he still makes the Hall of Fame. Then we have Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett makes the Hall of Fame, obviously. Probably the third best defensive player in the league history. Seven-time DPOY winner. No rings, but the DPOYs get him and the stats get him there as well. Who's the dude? Oh. Who was the dude with him? Oh, no. Poor Fisherton. Then we have Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki makes the Hall of Fame as well. He's top 10 all-time in points. A one-time champion. Dirk Nowitzki makes the Hall of Fame. Then we have Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Obviously, top 3 player of all time. Sharif makes the Hall of Fame. 6-time champion, 6-time Finals MVP. He's 6-1 in the NBA Finals. He's only lost in the Finals once, and that was to Jason Kidd. Sharif makes the Hall of Fame. And our last inductee for the power forward position, we have this honestly surprised me whenever I looked at the stats earlier today. Kevin Love makes the Hall of Fame. And let me tell you why. Kevin Love is top 5 all-time in points. Kevin Love is number 2 all-time in three-pointers made. That shocked me whenever I seen that. Kevin Love is number 2 all-time in three-pointers made, right behind Stephen Curry. So that was wild when I seen that. But Kevin Love makes the Hall of Fame. Deservedly so for Kevin Love. Next, we have the centers. The centers. Our first inductee for the center position will be... Thought Ray Allen was 2? What do you mean, thought Ray Allen was 2? Oh, maybe I'm stupid. Where's Ray Allen? I thought Ray Allen might be 3. League history, no, not NBA history. I might be thinking. I know Kevin Love's 2. Now that I think about it, I know Kevin Love is 2. Yeah. Oh, Ray Allen's not that far. Ray Allen's 15. Whoops. Who's that thinking? I was thinking Kevin Durant. Oh well. Anyway, Kevin Love's 2. Yeah, you should gaming. Anyway, Kevin Love's number 2. Obviously, Curry has almost 6,000 threes, but Kevin Love is 2. Kevin Love's 2 on the all-time three-pointers made list. Whoops. I may have been thinking about Kevin Durant being 4 whenever I said that. Anyway, he's still deservedly so in the Hall of Fame. Ray Allen will make the Hall of Fame. Anyway, that's my fault if I said that. I may have been thinking about Kevin Durant. Anyway, Hakeem is the first inductee into the Hall of Fame for the Centers. Obviously doesn't have a ring to his name, but he's a 11-time Defensive Player of the Year winner. That should be enough to get him in the Hall of Fame himself. The most all-time in NBA history is 4, tied for Ben Wallace and Dwight Howard. So he almost tripled that. LeBron James did triple that. But did you do it? Did you do it, Gaming? Did you collab with him, though? Did you collab with him? That's the real question. Did you collab with him? Mm-hmm. Yes. Then we have Patrick Ewing. Oh, Gaming's a smart guy. Gaming's a smart guy. Patrick Ewing is the second inductee into the Hall of Fame. Patrick Ewing, obviously a 2-time champion. He deservedly so makes the Hall of Fame. Then, David Robinson, his running mate for most of his career, going back and forth for the best center in the league. David Robinson makes the Hall of Fame. 2-time champion, 2-time depoy. Or no, David Robinson doesn't have champions. Patrick has the championships. Then we have Brad Daugherty. Brad Daugherty makes the Hall of Fame. Obviously a 4-time NBA championship, 2 with Joe Dumars, 2 with Sharif. Joe Dumars is a winner. Joe Dumars only wins. Brad Daugherty, not Joe Dumars. Brad Daugherty is a winner. Brad Daugherty makes the Hall of Fame. Then we have Elton Brand. Joe Barry Carroll plays center. Hunter. Joe Barry Carroll plays center. He's like 6'11". Then we have Elton Brand. You guys may not know it. Elton Brand is a 3-time NBA champion. He was listed as a center on Wikipedia. Just had to look up what position he played. Anyway, he would have made it for the power forwards. Joe Barry Carroll's in here for the center list. Joe Barry Carroll, obviously the Hall of Fame. Joe Barry Carroll's a 3-time or 4-time NBA champion. I can't remember. 1-time Finals MVP. I was about to say. Joe Barry Carroll makes the Hall of Fame as well. But who were we talking about? We're talking about Elton Brand. Elton Brand is a 3-time champion for the Bulls. 2-time Finals MVP. Elton Brand was in the top 15 all-time on the top 10 list, in my opinion. But I didn't go to 15. Elton Brand makes the Hall of Fame. Then we have DeMarcus Cousins. You guys may not know it, but DeMarcus Cousins is a 2-time NBA champion and a 1-time MVP. Or Finals MVP, I'm sorry. DeMarcus Cousins is the only ace seed to win an NBA championship in this league. Oh, he did? Oh, fish tampering? Is fish tampering? Boogie makes the Hall of Fame. Then obviously we said Joe Barry Carroll already now. Joe Barry Carroll makes the Hall of Fame. For center/power forward, wherever he wants to play. Then our last inductee into the NBA Reset Hall of Fame. It is none other than Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal does make the Hall of Fame, even if his roids are there. Shaquille O'Neal makes the Hall of Fame. The second greatest player of all time in the franchise, obviously. Shaquille O'Neal makes the Hall of Fame. And that is all I have, ladies and gentlemen. That is all I have for the awards. If there's any of you all can think of right now, just let me know. And I can look and see what people have and what people do. But that is what we are doing. We can look at the records real quick. Obviously, LeBron Melo's number 2, KD, Kobe, Chris Paul, Gilbert Arenas, Kareem, Steph. Fish gave his players drugs so they would play better. He did do that. Kevin Garnett and Dirk are top 10 all-time in points. Then LeBron James has the most field goals made. Melo, Kareem, Garnett, Kobe, Durant, Chris Paul, Shaq, Wilt, and Gilbert Arenas. And Curry, Love, Lowry, Durant, Booker, ISO Joe, I didn't know he was up here. Carmelo, Billups, Jamal Murray, Steve Nash, LeBron James at 11. Three-pointers, or free throws made. What? Kobe has no rings. Kobe didn't get any rings. Kobe doesn't have any rings, no MVPs. What had Kobe done besides score? He's basically a glorified Jordan. He doesn't have an MVP. So he's worse than Jordan, technically. Can me, you, and Hunter really build the Pistons? I mean, we could. Pistons are trash. Pistons are trash. We can do that one time. We can do that. Maybe that's something else to do on 2K. We can rebuild the Pistons. Get them to a championship level player. Obviously not right now. Not right now. We're not doing that right now. Moses, all-time leader in free throws made. That's impressive. Then we got Oscar, Jerry West, LeBron, AD, Adrian Dantley, Dolph Schayes, Kobe, Magic, and KD. Top 10. Rebounds, Wilt doesn't count, Bill doesn't count. Kevin Garnett is the all-time leader in rebounds. Then Kevin Love, DeAndre Jordan. Moses doesn't count, neither does Kareem. Elvin Hayes doesn't count either. Then we have Hakeem and Tim Duncan. Magic is the all-time leader, then Chris Paul. Then LeBron, then Chris Paul, then IT, then Gilbert. IT doesn't count. So then Gilbert Arenas. Mike Conley, Stephen Curry, Derrick Rose, Tony Parker, and Russell Westbrook. Then KG is the all-time leader in blocks with Hakeem, David Robinson. Then Kareem doesn't count. Tim Duncan, Shaq, LeBron, Tree Rollins, Anthony Davis, and Patrick Ewing. I haven't touched Mutt yet, honestly. Haven't touched it. LeBron James, the all-time leader in steals by a wide margin. Then Chris Paul, Stephon Marbury, IT doesn't count. Then Gary Payton, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, Allen Iverson, Gus Williams, and Jason Kidd. Minutes, obviously LeBron, then Melo, then KD, then Kobe, then KG, then Elvin Hayes, Dirk, Kareem doesn't count, Sharif, Gilbert Arenas. And turnovers, LeBron James. Why is he in a Knicks jersey? They're all Knicks jerseys. LeBron James, Chris Paul, Isaiah Thomas, Stephen Curry, Magic Johnson, Derrick Rose, Stephon Marbury, Carmelo Anthony, Mike Conley, and Gilbert Arenas. The best points per game goes to Michael Jordan, actually. That's the one thing he wins, is Michael Jordan wins. We can do a dynasty, maybe. We can do a dynasty, maybe. We'll see what we do. Joe Wolf, field goal percentage, apparently. Shaq is the big name there. 3-point percentage is Jabal Mashburn, Curry. Really? I haven't even touched Dynasty yet. I've just been trying to get a hang of the game on Road to Glory. And who's the Boogie is the all-time leader in rebounds. Magic assists per game. Tree Rollins, and he doesn't count. Hakeem is the block leader. Steals. Our Texas A&M Dynasty. Ooh. And it's... Who's the all Dave? No. Who's the first player? I haven't even looked at this. Larry Bird. It do be Larry Bird. Games played, LeBron played the most. Played one more game than Carmelo Anthony. That's wild. Played one more game than Melo. Elton Brand, then Melo with most. Elton Brand has the most fouls of all time. Then Melo. That's cool. I did not know that. Most 40-point games goes to Chris Paul. I haven't looked at this stuff yet. Chris Paul is the most 40-point games. And Trae Young's already up here. LeBron's there. 50-point games goes to Trae Young with 10. Gilbert Arenas is tied there as well. Steph Curry has 6. Okay. Triple doubles. Magic takes that. Then Jokic isn't far behind. LeBron's there. Total point, and that's it. And that does it, fellas, for the NBA reset. It was fun. We enjoyed ourselves. It was fun. So, that does it for me, fellas, on NBA. We could do that Pistons rebuild sometime, like Gaming said. On here? On NBA? Didn't Gaming say the Pistons? I don't know. We might do another stream on 2K. We'll see what happens. I don't know about that one. Do my Florida Gators. My Florida Gators. My drink. There it is. Alright, fellas. I am getting out of here. I'm going to eat. Gaming Coaches, Texas A&M. Ooh. I'm going to eat. And I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a good rest of your day. See ya.